Hi, Rupendra. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Just give me a second. Are you able to see my screen? Rupendra, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Hello, Rupendra.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll continue with the indexing and we'll start with the for loop and we'll see a few examples. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So as we said, we are looking under the index, right? So let's say x is equal to hello world. X is hello world, right? Now if I say x of, okay, x of 4. So it gives me the fourth index. Okay, if you see, right, that is the fifth number.
Your fourth
The first
number
one,
is four.
yeah,
Fourth character is four. So is
this is the fifth number. Now, if I say x of 0, what would be the this thing output?
sorry, sir.
If I say x of 0, what would be the output? So it will give the first number.
H. H, sir. H.
It should give us h. Okay, just give us a second. Give us h. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if I say I want d, I want to use d from the above thing. So what would be the number that I need to place? X of should be the number.
Sorry, sir.
If I want to access D from hello world, the last,
Okay.
what should be the index?
At
Uh-huh.
8, 7 or 8.
Give len of S. And what will do is there are 11, right? So
11,
what I
11.
will do,
So
I will just give X of 10. I got D, right?
yes, sir.
So because length starts from 1 to n, indexes starts from 0 to n minus 1, where n is your length of the characters. So here the length of the characters is 11. That means my end character would be 10, n minus 1. So let's say if I give x, and in the different way, I just want to execute d, okay? Then what is another way? What I will do is without anything, I don't even take len or I don't clarify these things. I will just give minus 1. Minus 1 also you
D.
got D, right?
Yes, sir.
This is a negative index.
Negative start of, yeah, negative index start for minus
Indexing
8,
starts from minus 1 to minus
minus
n.
1 to 0.
Okay. Positive indexing starts from 0 to n minus 1,
0.
where n is length,
Okay, sir.
length of the given string or anything. Okay. So let's say if I give len of -5, what would be the answer? -5.
W or O? No. W. O.
Sorry, my bad. Except -5. W.
W.
So if you want to access H from negative index, how could I do that? If I want to access H from the hello world, there is the first H, right? So how could
Yes.
I use hello world H from a negative index? So now what should be the number over here?
-1. Or B.
Huh? -11.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, now
For each starting point.
what is it? Let's have it again. Now I just want to have, now what we done? We done on a single parameter. Okay, that means we take one word and took off the indexing. Now what we'll do? We'll do two words. Okay, that means x. Now I say bracket. Okay, x of, I just given anything. I given double semicolon. I'll give 5. Okay. Now what it will give means, okay, so it will take, okay, let me give 0 over here. So when I
Okay.
say
0
0,
to 5.
0 is to 5, what it will take is it will take 0 to the fifth letter.
Okay,
That
sir.
means
0
the
to
fifth
5.
letter we know W, right?
Yes.
Okay, now what it will do? It will exclude and it will give from 0 to 5. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
Then we got 0. Okay. Now let's say if I want from 2 to 5, what it will give x of
E double L O.
2 is to 5. It will give only LLO.
I don't know.
It starts on the second one. That means 0, 1, 2, L.
L is
L,
second. Right.
2, 3, 4. That's it. It won't give the
Yes,
fifth
sir.
one. Okay. Now let's say if I give x of, what I'll do, I'll give another this thing and I'll give -1. What happened over here? So what it will take is it's take a step down. Okay. Here,
Yes,
what
sir.
do you mean by step down? So first, the first one it gives 2 to 5, right? In the initial example, at 13th row, we got number 2 to number 5 index, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what happened is, it will take the whole index. We given starting and ending. So the first is 2. Okay, whenever we given is 2, the first one would be a 0. The second, whenever we given a plain one, that means, okay, let me give one more example before explaining this. Okay, now let's say x is to, I just given 5, I just given 4. What would be the output? It will give only HELL. It will take, whenever I given a plain this one, that means what is the minimum limit? It's a 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So it will take 0 as the initial thing before call, before the is to. Okay, now if I take one more, let's say x, I'll give brackets and what I'll do is to let me give 5 is 2, and I don't give at the ending. So what will it take? The end maximum possibility is the last number, right?
Last five. Last
So it will take
five.
whenever there is end, it's not defined. It will take the maximum possibility, and if it isn't given the start, it will give the least possibility. So that means over here it would be 0, and the ending side it would be the end character. Okay.
Five. Yes, sir.
So that's why whenever I call x of is 2 and brackets close, that's it. Now if I enter, see, I am executing everything from hello world. That means we are
Yes, sir.
taking 0 at the start, 0 at the ending. I mean maximum possibility at the ending. So I don't require to choose what should be the ending. If I want only, let's say if I want to split your first name and last name, okay, I know if the sixth character is the end of the first name, then later I don't require to define the end, right? Because end it's already defined. We should not require. It's not required because we have a default method where it takes directly and as its default value. Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
let me do something. X of, now what I'll do, I won't give anything over here. Then is 2. And let me give another is 2. Then what I'll do, I will say 2. Brackets close. Enter. See what happened over here? Now this is known as step down. Okay. That means it will take in the initial what was given? X is 2 and an empty. That means what it's taking? It is taking the whole string, right? In the above example, in line number 17, when we give x is 2 without starting and ending, what it takes the whole string, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we given the same thing in the below, now what we done? We done one more 2, okay, at the ending, isn't it? One more is 2 and one more 2. Previously, we have only one, this one, right?
Yes, sir. Only
Now we
one.
have 2 columns, right? So whenever we have 2 is 2's, that means we are taking a step down. Okay, that means H. Okay, take the first word. Okay, then give a space of 2. That means you remove E, take L, remove the second L,
Yes.
take O, remove the space, take
Oh,
W, remove the O, take R, remove the L, take D. Okay, that means it is taking a step down count by removing those gaps. Okay, that means from hello world, it is taking every second character. And in the same way, if I given 4, it will take the first word, fourth word, eighth word. That's it, nothing much. First one was hello, second one would be O, fourth one would be R. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
Now let's say if I given -1 or -2. So if I say -2, right? Or if it is -1, what it will take? It will take from last to first.
Yes, sir.
In the same way, if I give -2 from last to first, it will take step down of. So if you see 1 is to 1 is to 2. Both are the same from front to back, right? D R W O R L D H, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is how.
D
Yeah.
D W.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll look into simple this thing which is known as for loop. Do you know what is meant by for loop?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
no, sir.
Okay. Just give me a second. We'll start. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
whenever, okay, there is something known as, okay, before this thing, shall we do? Okay, we'll do few later on, okay, few examples, okay, but let's continue with the for loop. So we'll start with for loop and if statements for the day, okay. So yesterday, if you remember, right, we have student 1 to student 10,
Yes, sir.
okay. So let's say, okay, and in that example, what we need to do, we need to give the same statement for each and every student, right? We need to write the same statement, isn't it? Okay, let me show you that example.
Yes, sir.
Go through this example in line number 11.
Secure marks.
In line number 11, what is it is saying? It is saying students has secured the marks of 80 in mathematics. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have 10 number of students, right? But what we have done over here, we could give only for one member, isn't it over here?
Only one number.
Yeah, because every time we need to change from S1, S2, S3, S4. Then only we will be
Yes,
getting those student marks, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. But if I want to generate each and everything at a single click, what I will do, I will make everything in a loop. Okay. What I will do, I will convert these things into a dictionary. Okay. Or any
Mm.
data type. And later what I will do, I will run a for loop. Okay. So we'll see how we could do that. Let's say x is equal to hello world, right?
Yes, sir.
We
X
already
equal to
given
one.
x
Yes,
equal to hello world. So let me click x. Now what I want you to type each, I want you to execute just like student 1, student 2, student 3. I want to execute H for the first time, second time like student 2 it should be E, third time it would be L and till the end. Okay. Now what we have is
yes.
there is something known as for loop. What it is? For loop.
For loop.
Okay, what do you mean by loop? Loop means it's a circular position. Once it is completed, again it will be playing back, right? You know your video loops, okay, or YouTube loops, where we
Okay, sir.
start with A and end with B, and again it will start with A, end with B, and continues until we exit, right?
Yes.
You are sure about that loop?
Yes, sir.
Now what I will do here, we are doing a loop for the string. So what I'll do for, as it is for, I will name for
For
I. I is a local variable. That means this variable consists only inside the for loop. Now what I will do,
mm,
I need to give any iterable. Okay. Understand iterable. Iterable means if I give only x, it won't work. But here x means hello world, right?
okay, sir. X means
That's
hello
why
world.
x means
I.
hello world. That means you could have an index for this. But if you have only x, okay, it won't be anything, okay, because it's nothing, right? Until it is a string or until it is an iterable, like list, tuple, dictionary, then only you will be able to use this inside a for loop. Means you need to have n number of members, okay, where you could iterate. Iterate means where you could have an index. Now what I'll do for I in x, and you need to give colon, enter. See, Once you make enter, it gives you an indentation. That means it says whatever the thing that you are writing in this, okay, with the four, there will be four space. Once you, uh, after the this thing, what you say, colon, once I enter, right, it will give me four spaces. This is known as indentation, okay? What it is
Yes, sir.
called? Indentation. That it says everything that which I am writing below is
And
belong to this for loop. Now
for
what
loop
I
inside
will
the
just
loop.
do print I. See what it gives me? It gives me hello world, right?
Yes, sir.
So what it is taking is, you know the index, right? 0 to 10. 0 to 10 is the index of hello world. Now what it will do for I in X, that means for the hello world, okay, the first one would be the index, okay, it will divide this, okay, for what it will do for I. So that means for the 0th index, print I, that will give X of 0, X of 1, X of 2, X of 3, X of 4, X of 5, X of 6 till the end of the X. Once it was end, the loop is end.
Yes,
Clear?
yes, sir.
What it is? This is known as for loop.
For, for loop.
Okay. Now we'll do something addition. Okay. We know the for loop, right? Now let's say there is something known as range. X is equal to
Then,
10. If I click X, it gives me 0 to 10. Okay.
yes, sir.
Range is also a function just like your this thing. But what you say, just like your indexing. But range means if I give range of 10, it will take 0 to 10 values. That means 0th index. What is the 0th index? It will be 0 till 10. That means 9. How could I verify whether it is taking only to 0 to 9? What I will do, I will just run the previous code. Because we define x is equal to range, right? Now,
Yes,
the latest text would be range 10, right? Now let me execute, and you are able to see in this X there are numbers from 0 to 9.
yes, sir.
Are we clear on this?
Yes,
Okay. Now in the same way, if I say 10 is to 20, just like your index, okay? If I give 10 is to 20, now in the latest text, what will happen is you will have value. Sorry, my
20.
bad, 10 comma 20.
Yes,
10 comma 20. If I give range, now it says x is between 10 comma 20. So initially in the indexing, we give is to, right? But in the range, it would be comma, where 10 comma 20 means the values between 10 to 20. That means it starts from
10,
10 to 10 and ends
10
at
to 20.
20. Now let's run the same
10
loop
to 20.
and see what is the latest one.
Yes, sir. 10 to 20 between 20.
10 to 19, right?
Yes, sir.
Now let's say if I want one more thing, what I'll do, I'll just take 10 to 100 and give another comma and I will give 7. This means that the step down, just like we saw in the step down activities in the index. Now if I click enter, now what will happen is for every seventh letter, okay, that means it starts from 10, ends from 100, but the step down would be 7. That means 10 would be your first letter, and later it would be after 7. That means 17, 24, 31. Adding 7 to this number would be your step up. Okay. Are we clear?
Sir, again, एक बार बताइए.
Huh?
No, sir. Again, sir, again, this one.
Okay. So, you know step down, right?
Yes,
So here what we are taking, here we are taking a step down from 10 to 100 is the range. Okay, that means we are taking from 10 and into 100, right? Now there will be a step
Yes,
down.
sir.
That means it starts with 10. Normally the step size would be 1. That means 10 plus 1, 11, 11 plus 1, 12. From 10 to 100, adding plus 1. But now it would be plus 7. So it would be 10 plus 7, 17. Because we have made this default into 7
Yes,
instead of
sir.
1. Okay. Now what's happening? It is giving 10, 17, 24, 31, etc.
Yes, sir. This
So
will
let's take
add a
another
7,
example
7.
that gives you more. Let's say x equal to range of 7, comma, 100, comma, 7. So it will take from 7, ending at 100, and
Yes.
let's give,
Starting at 7 and plus 7,
yeah,
ending in 100 plus 7.
what it will give? It will give us a 7 table. See, it
Yes,
starts
sir.
with 7,
7. Yes,
added 7.
yes,
That means it's a 7 table, right? 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, 7 tens are 70, right?
yes, sir.
So in the same
Mhm.
way, if I want to make 5 table, how could I do that?
5, 5 to 50 plus 5.
5 to 50, comma 5. Are you sure?
5, yes,
Okay. This is equal to range 5, comma 50, comma 5. Okay. I'm executing this command. Where is 50?
so it's not there.
Thing you need to
Why
understand.
the? Okay,
One thing we need to understand is whenever we are looking to include the 50 value. So here if we give 100, 100 is not included, right? So that's
yes,
why I
sir.
have given 71. So whenever you need to include the end value, you need to give one more
Second
extra
value
value. So
51.
gives us the desired result.
Yes,
Okay. You can give anything from 51 to 54 to get this result. Are we clear?
clear, sir.
Okay. Can you give me a second? I need to get my charger. Just give me a minute. So you understand the range, right? So let's say if I given this is the table. Okay. Now let's say I want to take from 1 to 10. Okay. And I want the squares of it. How could I do that? So let's say we take x is equal to range comma 11. Okay. Now, what I want for I in X, print I, okay. See now what happened? I got all the squares from 0 to 10, right?
Yes, sir. 0 to 0.
So what we done over here is we take the range from 0 to, we ask it to take 0 to 10. That means the range should at 10 plus 1, right? We need to include the outbound. That means we need to bring the end value. That means for the 10, we need
Hello.
to pay the, okay.
Yes, sir.
Stop it. Just give me a second. Any questions? Okay, let's take one more example. Okay, this is known as
Okay.
nested loop. Okay, now what I will give? I will give two ranges. Okay, then we will print. Okay, what we are doing? We are taking two loops inside a single one. Okay, now how we could do? Let's take with it. I in I just give direct range. Okay, I'm not giving range. Or let's give only x. Okay, for I in x. Okay, now I'm giving one more loop inside this loop for j in x. Okay, so every time I'm taking the same range. Okay, that is 0
Yes,
to
sir.
100. Now what I will do, I will just give print within the brackets. What I will do is double quote I equal to comma I. Whenever I have an I value, it will print I value over here. And in the same way, I will take j equal to double quotes close, comma j close. Okay, what I have given over here, I take, okay, let me do range is equal, x is equal to range 5. So it would be easy because over here we have 10 values, right?
Yes, sir.
So here what I'll get, I will get x is equal to 0 to 5. That means 0 to 4. Now what it will happen is now I'm looping once. Okay, what will happen if I loop once? It will give 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yes, sir. 0, 1, 2, 3.
So now what will happen is for all the zeros, you will get j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it will print I is equal to 2, I is equal to 1, then j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is known as a nested loop. What happened? J, J, I, J. Which one is not matching over here? Comma.
Third line. Double comma will third line is
Quotes, double quotes we have given.
double quote.
See? For I is equal to 0, it gives j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 once. For I is equal to 1, it gives j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. In the same way, for each iteration, it gives another 5. That means 5 into 5, we have 25 iterations. This is known as nested loop. Are we clear?
No, sir, again this one.
Okay. So let's say what it will happen for I in range 5
I
int I. So give me 0 to 4, right?
yes, sir.
Now what I'll break down? I'll break down one more thing. Okay, now for the same thing, what I'm giving, but I'm taking this as j. J.
For sure.
If I give j, what will happen? It won't give any reference 0 to 4, right?
Yes.
Now, in between the range, okay, now what I'm doing, I'm combining these two, okay. Let me take form. So, if I print this, okay, what will give for the first iteration? I would be 0, right?
Yes. And second.
That means the above one. Now I'm giving the second one. So first what will take? It will take 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Now inside the loop we have given this. That means till the end it will execute this one. That means 0 to 4 will be executed now. At the 0th end, I is still 0 over here. I is still 0 and you need to execute all the 4. Next, on the second iteration, I would be 1 and again you need to iterate all the 4. So that's why you have
Yes, sir.
I is equal to 0, z equal to 1. Now, if I just let's say I print
0.
I, comma j. See, it gives for the first 0. For the first loop, 0 is the first one, right?
Yes.
Until you complete the second line, it won't go to the first line again, right?
Yes, sir.
So you need to complete this second line. That means in this range, it is 0 to 4. So now it's giving 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. First iteration complete. Again, it will go to the first line for I in the range of 0 to 5. 0 completed. It will take 1. Now 1. Again, in this we have 0 to 5. Again, it will give 0 to 5. Same iteration continues like this till the end of the loop. And this is known as nested loop. That means a loop inside a loop. Normally one loop would be complete iteration. But whenever you have two loops, that would be just like your I square. That means you need to iterate each and everything. See, you have 25 outputs, right? Normally if I give range, it should be 5 output, right?
Yes.
Whenever we have an iterate or let's say nested loop, it will be given I square output. That means we have 5 values in the both, so it will be 5 into 5, 25. If I have 5 into that in let's say 5 and 10, it will give 50 values. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Rupendra, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Do some exercises for loop and the range. Or what I will do is I will
Okay.
do the list of practice questions by this weekend for you. Okay, whatever we could complete till the weekend. So you could also do some exercises on top of it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. मैं एक्सरसाइज करूंगा बिकॉज मैं भी और सिस्टम मैंने अकाउंट एवरीथिंग लॉन्च वगैरह सब कर लिया हूँ।
Mhm. Chalo then. We'll have wind up this class for the day and we'll meet tomorrow.
तो
Okay, Upendra.
गुड डे।
Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you. Same to you. Yeah, we will close the class.